Welcome to the Beer Den Podcast. Tonight we'll be drinking Sixpoint Brewing Company's Low Res IPA.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Beer Den Podcast. My name is Ethan Hoopy.
And I'm Michael LaRoe. Tonight we're trying a beer from Sixpoint Brewery. They were founded in 2004 in Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York. They've also got a second location down in Memphis, Tennessee now. Their philosophy is mad science. Visualize what the beer could be and then create it. They've also got these signature nano keg cans that their brews come in.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that would kind of be right up your alley. So this beer is a really deep gold color. It poured with a really nice head. It had really good head retention. Medium,
it's decent lacing.
Yep, a medium carbonation to it. I felt like it had a kind of dry body to it. It has a really juicy aroma to it. It has really strong citrus notes, slightly resiny. I felt like it had a moderate bitterness to it.
You can definitely tell that there's hops in it, but there's also a decent amount of citrus flavor that kind of comes out in it, and I also think it's very well balanced between the sweetness and citrus kind of flavors, and then that slight bitter hoppy taste that's still kind of there.
Yeah. Flavor wise, you can definitely taste like a fruity flavor to it.
For sure.
I think it's more of a fruity IPA. It does have, like I said, those hints of resiny undertones. You definitely get the citrus to it.
It has a very crisp taste and is very refreshing, I would say.
Okay.
Especially for an IPA.
Right. No, I agree with that. So we base everything on 3 criteria: quality, value, and design. I scored this out of 50 points a 35 for quality. I thought it really stood up against some of the other IPAs that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty well balanced. I think the flavor lingers just a little bit too long for
That's
my
fair.
liking. And it is a little dry, but at the same time, like the little bit that you get up front, it is really juicy right away.
Yeah.
It just kind of dries itself out, I think. And again, moderately bitter with the hops, but
You'd expect that from an IPA. Though.
right, exactly. It's not harsh.
Yeah.
I've definitely had some that have been like really like pow, and I don't think this one is like this. It's pretty restrained compared to like those overly hopped IPAs, but
Yeah.
what did you score it for quality?
For quality, I ended up going with a 33. And for a lot of the same reasons, I actually did really enjoy this one. As far as IPAs go, I guess. I thought it was very refreshing. The bitter hop taste wasn't overwhelming like sometimes you get. And so it kind of kept it well balanced. Okay. I really enjoyed the citrusy notes that were there. I think it's a very good overall kind of, I don't want to say necessarily a beer for the masses kind of a beer, but it's definitely accessible to anybody who may be a little hesitant to go for IPAs. This is actually a pretty tame one.
Okay. So they claim this one is an IPA, but I feel like it's a little bit more like an American pale ale.
Yeah.
Because it almost doesn't fit within that realm of an IPA, like with those criteria.
Well, and it's like APAs are going to have a bit more of that almost Pilsner-y, like crispness, and which I feel like this has.
Yeah, they take like one aspect of an IPA and they kind of like blow it up, magnify it, which is it's kind of what they do with this low res can, like they're playing on that, like we focused in on one aspect and then blew it up and then changed the resolution, and so
really
it kind of
in.
fits. Yeah, exactly. It fits with I think what they're kind of going for. Value wise, I gave this a 21. It came in at $11.99 for an 8-pack. You don't really find 8-packs, but I think since this is that nano keg can style, that's why they do it that way. And their philosophy for doing the nano keg is, since kegs are kind of like the freshest way to keep beer, like if you can make that design smaller, mimic it in a smaller version, then it should be just as fresh in this can format. So what did you score it for the value?
Yeah, I ended up giving it the same score, a 21. It being an $11.99 for an 8-pack really made up for its taste for me, its quality, I guess. And I think it really justifies that 21-point score.
All right. I think that's fair. So design, I ended up scoring it a 20 out of 25. I like the pixelation. It matches kind of the description of what they're going for with the low res. It has the alcohol content, 4.5%. One thing I didn't like about this, and it's kind of hard to match your brewery's logo with the beer's kind of like logo and brand itself. So they put the Sixpoint Brewery, and the Sixpoint has kind of a Wild West kind of font to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that doesn't match with the low res can style, but it's put on there and it's pretty significant on there. They also have the 6-point star, which it has a backstory in itself. I feel like it should have been minimalized on this can, and it would have made the can and the can's brand pop a little bit more. But it does have it's a very vague description of what this beer is on the can. It does have the website for the brewery. The barcode, you brought this up, has a Statue of Liberty on it, which I think kind of pays homage to it being like produced in Brooklyn. And
yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, because even the barcode at the top of it looks like a couple of the other skyscrapers that are in New York.
I wonder if that is like was a conscious decision to make that sort of like the New York skyline.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for on it.
Looks really good.
It does. And it's something as simple as the barcode, putting their own flair on that, something that's on literally every other can.
Yeah, exactly.
But to make that yours is pretty cool. And I like the colors, like they have it all pixelated, so you have different shades of green on it. So overall, the can just kind of looks like that low res. It matches what the name is.
It looks appropriate.
I guess my biggest qualm is just the actual logo for the brewery.
Yeah, and especially because there seems to be another logo for the low res. Like the low res actually has a logo right next to it. So it kind of makes it almost a little confusing as far as like what
it seems like there's like 4 different logos on this can when really there should only be like 2.
Yeah, like the name and then like the actual low res logo.
Yeah,
I love that the can is nice pixelated, low poly or low res design. It's green, kind of representing the hops and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I really like it. I ended up actually giving it the same score, a 20.
All right. So overall, that gives it a 74 for you and a 76 for myself. Again, very close together in our scores there. So overall, that gives it a 75 for the 6-Point Brewery Low Res IPA.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to another Beer Den review.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Links down in the description.
Subscribe, like, and share. And if there are any beers you would like us to try out, leave them in the comments below.
We'll see you on the next episode of the Beer Den Podcast.